Welcome back to Market Fatafat, a show where we are highlighting all the buzzers in trade as of now. And moving forward, we are being joined by Chandan Taparia on the technical front of Motilal Oswal. Hi Chandan, a very good afternoon. Let's kick start by having your first stock for today, and that is Oberoi Realty. What a move in a market like this. More than 1.5% gain coming in on this one. Tell us, what are the next targets on Oberoi Realty?
Thanks for having me. We have seen a profit booking decline in the broader market, but this stock is holding well. We have noticed that from last 4 days it has been making high highs, high lows. So I believe with support of 1340, it has potential to head towards 1420 kind of level. So expecting further 3 to 4% up move. And the good part is it is holding well even after the market decline, which clearly indicates about the strength of the stock.
All right, so that's the take coming in on Oberoi Realty. Snehi, let's talk about Exide Industries. Why is this one in focus?
Well, Cheryl, this stock is in focus on the back of a note that's coming in from Axis Capital. It's a brokerage note coming in, and it's a very strongly negative note that's come in, a rather bearish note. They've gone ahead, downgraded this stock from a sell to a sell rating from a reduced rating. However, on the other hand, they have also hiked the target price by a mere 10 rupees to 240 rupees compared to the 230 rupees per share that they had targeted earlier. They say that they have a cautious view on Exide's efforts to develop the lithium-ion batteries for EVs. They're seeing a lack of in-house R&D capabilities. They're seeing complete dependence on the technology partner, and significantly higher capex intensity in this business will be seen, and associated losses in initial years is also what Axis Capital is expecting to see. They say that the change of business model from the current B2C to the B2B model will impact the return on capital employed, and they expect a valuation derating as the risks play out over the medium term. So, well, a rather bearish note coming in from Axis Capital on Exide, and on the back of that, the stock is down more than 3.5% as we speak.
All right then, moving forward, Chandan, Exide is something that you are also tracking on the technical front. The stock did break that level of 300 in today's trading session. Do you believe that there's more weakness that could be in for the stock in the near term?
Yeah, so expecting further weakness. Technically, we have a breakdown from its inward pole and flake pattern. If you look at the data setup, shorts are there, and it has broken its key moving average after forming the multiple tops. So we have hurdle at 304, and with that hurdle it can drip down to us 285, 282 levels on the downside.
All right, moving on, Ankita, let's talk about HG Infra then, and why is this stock in focus today?
Infra is in focus today. In fact, it is up more than 2.5% in trade right now. It is coming on the back of the fact that it has been awarded letters of award issued by the Jodhpur Vidyut Vitran Nigam Limited to Stockpile Solar Services Private Limited, which is a joint venture, a consortium with HG Infra Engineering Limited for 4 projects of solar business. And the total cost of this project is likely to be around 1,000 crore rupees. And on the back of this order win, we can see HG Infra up 2% in trade right now.
All right, let's shift focus to what Tata Steel is doing, because the steel counters have been shining bright. And Chandan, Tata Steel minor gains in today's trading session for today. But what are the next targets that you are looking out for?
Yeah, so the good part is just a couple of days back it took support at 138, and now trying to hold 148, 149 zone. Last trading session we witnessed decent recovery all the way from 140 to 150. So price structure and the data setup indicates that some sort of recovery will be there. The good part is it witnessed some decline from high levels, so that also aids better risk reward ratio. So that is the reason that we are suggesting for the long side. With support of 144, we are expecting a move towards 157 in Tata Steel.
All right, that's the take coming in on Tata Steel. Let's stay with the metals pack then, and you have Indian Metals and Ferroalloys, which is also known as Infra. That particular counter is in focus today. They've got a compensation of about 132 crore rupees for the Utkal Sea coal block, and on back of that, we saw the stock actually logged a sharp spike on an intraday basis. That's when the news actually had come out. From there on, it's fizzled off, and with the rest of the market seeing declines about 0.6% as we speak.
All right, that was Infra, but Chandan, one of the stock that was seen to be zooming in trade yesterday, rather subdued today, that is Maruti Suzuki. Tell us, is the stock ready to move on?
Yeah, we believe that stock is all set for the top gear. However, it witnessed some consolidative move because of the market pressure, but trend is quite positive. We have noticed that higher base is clearly visible with put writing activity. Supports are intact. So we'll suggest to go for long with support of 11,300. Maruti looking for an upside move towards 12,000 plus marks.
All right. That's the take coming in on Maruti Suzuki, but let's shift focus to two of the counters. Firstly is Poonawalla FinCorp, and associated with that is HDFC Bank on a news flow wherein Poonawalla FinCorp has announced that they're going to be appointing HDFC Bank's HDFC Bank Group Head, that is Arvind Kapil, as the new MD and CEO for a period of 5 years. So, a person who was heading HDFC Bank is now coming in Poonawalla FinCorp. Indeed, it is positive news for Poonawalla FinCorp, wherein MK also believes so, where they say that with this leadership transition, they expect the company to pivot to a 5 digital approach, and the right ingredients are in a place to establish a successful retail lending franchise. So, for today, we did see Poonawalla FinCorp starting the day in the green, but with the markets is seen to be having some cuts. But on the flip side, HDFC Bank has also come out, some analysts have come out with a report where they say that the senior level management exit is a bit negative. The smooth transitions will be the key, while Nomura is saying that HDFC Bank has a significant depth in the senior management, which is demonstrated in the past as well, and they believe that any similar churn at the senior management level over the near to medium term will be a key monitorable. So on the back of this news flow, both the counters are in focus.
All right, let's talk about Geo Financials then, Chandan, and what exactly is happening on the charts and what the chart is reflecting for Geo Financials for you. Because yes, over the last 3 months, very silently, you've seen Geo Financial actually regain its mojo. 52% uptick in the last 3 months. Do you think this is sustainable?
Yeah, so one of the strongest counter in this market, up by around 52% in the last 3 months in this calendar year. If you look at the weekly basis, it has been making high rise, high lows from last 7 weeks, and supports are gradually shifting higher. An interesting part is that just couple of days back, it witnessed a decline from 366 to 310, 318, and it witnessed some recovery. So overall trend is quite positive. Every small decline is being bought. It is heading towards the new lifetime high territory. So because of all the factor, we are expecting that Geo is likely to generate alpha and likely to see next leg of rally. So we are recommending to buy with support of 342 and expecting it to head towards 375 levels.
All right, that's the take coming in on Geo Financials, but let's shift focus to IRCTC then. Ankita, tell us what's the news flow here and why is this counter in focus?
Well, yes, IRCTC is in focus today because the Indian Railway Catering Tourism Corporation has approved a project that is approximately for a value of 187 crore rupees plus for the procurement of ICT infrastructure, which includes hardware, software, networking and security systems for setting up a disaster recovery site for the NGET system at the PRS data center in Secunderabad, and this is going to be applicable for a period of 5 years, and this is likely to include a capex plan also for approximately around 92 crores. And on the back of this approval, IRCTC is in focus today, but the share is declining in trade today. It is down 1% right now.
All right, so that is IRCTC that is in focus on back of that particular news flow. But on that note, we will slip into a break on this edition of Market Fatafat. More stocks on the other side, don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Market Fatafat, and let's keep it going with all the buzzers in trade for now. And Chandan, coming to you to have your take on Bharti Airtel, one of the stocks that is finding some sort of a footing in this kind of a volatile market, still holding above those 1233 levels. Tell us more about Bharti Airtel on the technical front.
Bharti Airtel is one of the strongest counter in this market, which is heading towards the new lifetime high territory. We have noticed that it is making high tops, high bottom formations from last 4 or 5 weeks, and supports are gradually shifting higher. Technically speaking, it gave a breakout from its pull and flick button and holding above the same. So we believe that 1200 is the major support, and with that support, it can head towards 1290 to 1300 zone.
All right, let's move on then. Let's talk about Paradeep Phosphates, then Snehi, and why is this one in focus?
Well, Cheryl, it's a negative news flow coming in for Paradeep Phosphates. Now, shares of Paradeep Phosphates have fallen to over a 2-month low today after it was forced to shut down 2 of its plants in Goa. Now, the company has had to shut down its ammonia as well as urea plants in Goa because of the breakdown of the synthesis gas compressor, and this is according to an exchange filing. However, what's adding to the pressure and what's adding to the stock's downfall today is that the company has not disclosed any timeline to resume operations and the measures taken to address the issue. So that bit of uncertainty is weighing on the stock today. The stock is down more than 3.5% as we speak.
All right then, moving on, and Chandan, let's talk about PFC. The stock is definitely getting weaker day by day, and even today the stock is down more than 3%. Tell us what is the next stop coming in for PFC?
So PFC has broken a key support that was near 375, 380 zone, and after that it is continuously making high tops, lower top, lower bottom. We have seen a profit booking decline from 435 to 360 zone, and still the trend is turning negative. The concern is that earlier it witnessed a decent rally and now that is getting turned, so that is the reason some more profit booking could be there. So one can put a hurdle at 370 and looking for a downside move towards 345 in PFC.
All right, so that's the take coming in on PFC. Ankita, let's talk about Lemon Tree Hotels and why is this one in focus today?
Lemon Tree Hotels is in focus today because the company has signed a license agreement for Lemon Tree Hotels Agartala in Tripura. The hotel is expected to open in FY27. Now, the Lemon Tree Hotels Agartala will feature 80 well-appointed rooms, 2 restaurants, a bar, banquet hall, meeting rooms, a swimming pool and fitness center, amongst other public areas. Now, Carnation Hotel Private Limited, which is a wholly owned subsidiary and the hotel's management arm of the company, will be operating this hotel. In fact, Lemon Tree has been on an acquisition spree. Every time we speak, they are opening up a new hotel. And back of the fact, we did see the stock go up in the morning, though it has given up those gains, and currently it is trading with a downtick of 0.3%.
All right then, moving on, and Chandan, let's talk about IndusInd Bank. Quite a volatile counter, and even today the stock is seen to be facing some pressure. Tell us, how are you looking at IndusInd Bank?
So expecting some more weakness in the counter because multiple support is now going to get break. So if you look at the previous price behavior, it used to find support at 1430 and small follow-up below 1430 will force for unwinding and fresh build-up of short position. So expecting a decline and correction in the counter, one can sell with hurdle at 1465 and this stock can drip down towards 1370.
All right, could break that 1400 level as well, but let's move on and let's focus to what these tire counters are doing, because they are in focus indeed on the back of a surge in the raw material prices, because the natural rubber prices, Cheryl, is not just rising in the international market but domestically as well. They have seen a jump of 23% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. In the international market, the situation is even worse. 66% jump on a quarter-on-quarter basis is what they have seen, closer to the last peak that was seen back in 2011. Now, historically, if we see, then the domestic rubber prices usually trade at a 10 to 15% premium with the global prices, but that definitely means that going ahead with a 1 quarter lag, the margins of these tire companies, maybe in Q1 of FY25 and Q2 rather, that they could come under pressure. Because if we see, on one side, the natural rubber prices are on the surge, but on the other side, the crude oil prices, because crude is a very important derivative for tire companies, that's also at a 4-month high. So a double whammy coming in for the tire companies, and we're also seeing that the companies are also taking price cuts. So all of these could have an impact on the margins of the company in the times ahead, and hence you will see that the counters on your screen all are in the red.
All right, so those are the tire counters that are in focus. But Ankita, Swan Energy, why is this one in spotlight once again?
Yes, Swan Energy is in focus today because Veritas Limited, a subsidiary of the company of Swan Energy, is in consortium with Genesis International Corporation Limited, has received letter of acceptance from Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, or the BMC, for a value of 155 crore rupees for the development, implementation, maintenance of 3D city model and change detection using geospatial technology for the BMC. And on the back of this, the stock is up and away, trading with the gains of 2.8% right now.
All right, let's move on, Snehi. Let's put the spotlight on the cement counters then. And why is the entire cement pack in focus?
Well, Cheryl, yes, the entire cement pack is in focus and largely pressured also, you could say, because there's a note coming in on the cement channel check from Kotak, and they're saying that the cement price cuts have continued in March as well. This is marking the 5th consecutive month of price declines. Now, all India prices have declined further in March by 7 to 8 rupees per bag, and for quarter 4, all India prices are down more than 5% on a sequential basis, and the south and eastern regions have seen the highest declines by 8% and 6% respectively sequentially. Central, west and north each have seen more than 1%, 4% and 5% declines on a sequential basis as well. However, they say that demand remains robust and they're expecting 7 to 8% industry demand growth in quarter 4 as well. But on the back of this continuous price cuts, you can see all the stocks all the major cement stocks like Ultratech, ACC, Ambuja, all of them are pressured in trade, anywhere down between 1 and 2% as we speak.
All right, so that is Swan Energy that is in focus, but let's shift focus and let's talk about an ET Now exclusive story. And right here on ET Now, we're breaking the story about Indus Towers block deal. What sources have told ET Now that Vodafone PLC is likely to sell stake via a block deal, the stake that they are holding in Indus Towers. So remember that Vodafone PLC actually holds a stake in Indus Towers via a unit that is Mobile West, and Mobile West actually holds about 8.59 crore shares in Indus Towers, which translates to about 3.2% stake in Indus Towers. So we are picking up from sources that they are going to go ahead and sell a sizable stake in Indus Towers. Remember that the Indus Towers stake sale could be likely in the range of 210 to 220 rupees per share. Remember also the fact being that the Mobile West holding in Indus Towers is actually pledged. So that's also a crucial element in this particular deal. Remember that in February, we had also reported that we will see some stake sale coming about in Indus Towers, and that indeed how it transpired. You also had the KKR entity that sold stake in Indus Towers in the early Feb. Also, you had CPPIB also that sold stake in Indus Towers in early February as well. So what we are picking up right now is Vodafone PLC is likely to go ahead with a stake sale in Indus Towers.
Okay, so that's the exclusive news. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for getting us that exclusive story. So all eyes on Indus Towers. But for this, viewers, it's time to wrap this edition of Market Fatafat. It's a goodbye from me and Cheryl, as well as we would like to thank all of our experts on the show today. We were being joined by Osho, as well as Chandan also joined us. So thank you for that. And also, Snehi and Ankita, thanks so much for joining in. But for this, it's time to wrap. And it's a goodbye from me and Cheryl and the entire team who put this show together. Thanks so much for watching.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.